Okay, let's try this again. Yo, what is good, everybody? It is your boy Lincoln Clay coming back at you. Let's all be one cohesive unit and hit the like button. Help spread the content to a wider audience. I would appreciate it. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you can stay notified. So it says the Xbox now will probably have diaper transactions. Good one, Adam. Uh, Make sure you hit the bell icon so you can stay notified whenever I put out new content. I would appreciate that as well. If you are a new subscriber, welcome to the channel. I hope you're enjoying the content. Eric Arazo, what is good? Once again, let me apologize for no sound. What I'm dealing with here with the no sound thing is I have a pair of Turtle Beach headphones that I use for these for the podcast, and it has a USB plug that plugs into to a USB port. Actually, you're gonna be surprised by how I feel about that Dow Fatal Mephisto, the Canadian grizzly bear. How you doing? And thanks a lot, Adam Wilson. I appreciate that. You always enjoy my content. I appreciate that. About this situation with my headphones. Simply put, is I unplugged the headphones from the computer and I forgot to plug them back up. And once you do that, if you start the podcast off without the headphones plugged in, you can't just plug them back in. And Fatal Mephisto, again, pay it like stay tuned. You're going to be very surprised about my reaction about this Xbox DAO or whatever you want to call it. You're going to be very surprised about my reaction from that. And so I ended up having to shut the stream down and then start it up again and make sure I had the headphones plugged in. So my apologies for that. Jordan Dizzle, what is up? This Xbox DAO thing, it started a couple of days ago. I'm in a Twitter group with Jay Wags, and he posted a picture of that DAO. Simply Deep, what's up? He posted a picture of that DAO sitting in a chair with an Xbox, a couple of games in the controller, and a wireless headset. And at first, when I first saw it, I thought it was a meme or a GIF or whatever. So I didn't really think nothing of it. And then today, I had alert after alert after alert of YouTubers posting videos about this Xbox DAO. And so my first reaction was, what the fuck is Microsoft thinking? And then I thought that, since I'm going to do a podcast tonight, I need to read up on this thing and make sure I got my facts straight about this Xbox DAO, because I do not want to jump in here and say shit about that Xbox DAO, because, since I think Microsoft, is a fucked up group, I need to make sure I say, I need to make sure I got my facts straight before I say anything about them. So anyway, let me Google this thing, but I basically read an article from Eurogamer that basically said this is like a gaming set that I guess it comes with the chair, headphones, that miniature Xbox controller, couple of games. And I guess the Xbox is like a projector that, I guess it projects images or something like that. I need to, double check on that. And so when I read up on it, I thought, what's the big deal? I mean, it's not really fucked up. That part, I really can't blame Microsoft. I can't blame them all that much for, selling toys. Because when you stop and think about it, if you go into Toys R Us or any other toy store and you see a Barbie doll holding an iPhone, are you going to be outraged by that? Are you going to jump all over? Are you going to jump all over Apple's head for, a Barbie doll holding an iPhone? No, most people would say no. You actually a lot of people are going to think it's pretty cool. You go into a toy store and you see a Barbie doll sitting in a convertible Corvette, Is anybody gonna call up Chevy and say that's fucked up that you got our Corvette, on a toy store shelf? No, a lot of people gonna think that's cool. Chili Hog, what's up? Same thing with those Power Wheels. When you go into Toys R Us, those Power Wheels motorized cars, um, I've seen Hummers, Escalades, Corvettes, um, what have you. Those are real life vehicles. Nobody has a problem with that. So if you can walk into a toy store and you can see a Barbie doll holding a toy iPhone, then what's the problem with this doll holding a Xbox controller? I don't see anything wrong with that. So I'm not going to knock Microsoft for that. If Sony had a doll, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with it. If, Jordan Dizzle, if Sony had a doll, I wouldn't have a problem with it. The only thing to me that, like, my initial reaction, the initial reaction of what made me think this thing was fucked up is because it seemed like Microsoft is making shit for everybody except their own hardcore, fan base. Dave and Buster's is going to get a video game. PC is getting Gears Tactic. And then to hear that, there's a Barbie doll or whatever, it sounded fucked up. The knee-jerk reaction was fucked up. But truth of the matter is, it's not fucked up. I really can't blame Microsoft for that one. Hey, right there, Chili Hog, you got it right there. Nintendo would get a pass. Like, God knows, you go into a store and you see Mario dolls all over the motherfucking place. And nobody's mad at Nintendo about it. So I really don't have a problem with it. So that particular situation, no, I don't have a problem with it. They still need to address these exclusives though, because, you say right now Xbox is making more of a joke about itself. I mean, now don't get me wrong, the timing of this doll shit coming out when a lot of people are still outraged, like they had that E3 show. And at first, everybody was hyped about that E3 show. But after the hype wore off and everybody stopped and actually took a look at it, am I going to buy one of those dolls? Fuck no. But if I had a 5-year-old daughter, I very well could, buy that gaming set. I mean, if my son was 5 years old and they had a G.I. Joe doll up inside of Toys R Us holding an Xbox controller, I very well could buy that for my son. I mean, Daniel Marson, he said, it's clever marketing. Get the kids playing with dolls and a mini toy Xbox. The kids will have a preference for Xbox when they are older. Yeah, I mean, I can't knock them for that. Fact of the matter is, I don't have a problem with Microsoft trying to make money. I only have two problems with Microsoft. One is they need to get some fucking exclusives for their hardcore gamers, because they're the ones that made the the Xbox brand what it is. So they need to get some more exclusives. And then the other problem I have with Microsoft is that every time they try to say something about why they are the best platform or why the Xbox is the best console, they can't seem to brag about how good they are without trying to throw dirt on Sony's. It seems like they can't open their mouth and talk about their Xbox without Sony being in their mouth. It's just like every time they open their mouth to say something about the Xbox, the Sony is mentioned in the same breath. If you truly believe your shit is better, why do you need to keep mentioning, keep making references to Sony? Why do you need to keep taking shots at them? Yeah, sure, Sony takes shots at Microsoft every now and then, but not near as much as Microsoft does it. It's like every time Microsoft open their fucking mouth, they got to make some kind of negative reference to Sony. You know, at E3, when they was talking about we want to build experiences that's going to last for 20, 30 years, not 20, 30 hours, trying to take a shot at single players, still referencing that they're one and done. Now, Jordan Dizzle, from what I read about that article, I don't know if the DAO is an actual Microsoft DAO. What I did read about that article is that the DAO is sold separately. So I don't know if that's an official Xbox DAO or something like that that you have to buy separately. You know, I don't know if it's an actual Xbox DAO or just a DAO that was used for that, you know, for that promo. So don't get it twisted. I'm not defending Microsoft. I'm just being, you know, they said, you said they got DAOs. How much hardcore can you get? True that. I mean, it still looks funny. The timing of it. Said, well, you guys are just as bad as Microsoft fan base. All I heard after E3 was excuses and dumb shit. You know, Fatal Mephisto giving my honest opinion about the Microsoft E3. They showed a lot of shit, you know, based on the amount of shit that they showed. I gave them a 7 out of 10. Based on the exclusives that they showed, I gave them a 3 out of 10 because from an exclusive standpoint, that E3 was the same old garbage. You know, you got the same old Gears coming out in 2019. We don't know when the hell that Halo is going to come out, that Halo Infinite. And what if and then here's the fucked up part. What if the Halo Infinite turns out to be another PC exclusive that's only going to be on the PC? We don't know. I mean, because somebody mentioned that earlier, that they showed that Gears Tactics on the Microsoft press conference, but it was a PC exclusive. If that's a PC exclusive, then they need to be showing that on the PC press conference. But that was really fucked up to put that up there, and have everybody mouth watering that it was another Gears iteration, but the consoles, you know, but the console owner's not going to be able to play it. Craig Harris, he said PC and Xbox. It's already been confirmed. Halo, okay. So Halo Infinite is the Xbox dial in a Halo suit. You just might be Wanye Tuda. You know, Craig Harris. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on, Craig. Sit still for a second. There you go. I had to give you a wrench, Craig. Thoughts on hey, you know, thoughts on Demon X Machino trailer. Hey, I didn't even see it, Sinvolt, to tell you the truth. Wanye Tuda, what's up? Craig Harris, you said that DAO represents the Xbox community. You know, Sick, I'm going to assume that you're working. Craig Harris, if you want to come in, feel free. Because truthfully, when I first heard about this Microsoft DAO, I was going to come home and I was going to go in on their asses. I was going to tell everybody out there that if I catch a man, no, you know what? I can still say that though. Even if, you know, even if this DAO set is aimed towards kids, I will still say, okay, hold on, Craig, I'm gonna send the invite. Copy. Twitter. Where you at on here, Craig? Where you at on here? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where at? Craig, the Superior Council. Send direct message. Paste. Send. Kaboom. There you go, Craig. And when you come in, Craig, make sure you lock the door behind you. J-Dog, what is the GT Sport update details? I didn't get too deep into it. Hey, Fatal, I miss you, brother. I can't wait for you to get your shit straightened out, man, so you can get back on these podcasts with us. I really miss you. You know, and I definitely miss you and Sick being the 1-2 punch. And I definitely enjoyed that. J Dog, the GT Sport update details. I really don't know. I guess it's some FIA shit, some the official FIA championships or something. I guess it's got something to do with that, but I don't run any of those FIA races. So I couldn't really tell you. And then when I jumped on GT Sport today because I wanted to see what the daily race was today, the first thing that popped up was, I guess, at Nürburgring or something like that. I think at that actual track, they had some of the best GT Sport races from around the world come together, like 30 players come together, to run races and whatnot. So I guess it was sort of like a GTA championship or whatever. So I don't really know too much of the details about that, J-Dog. But I will say that I definitely want to end this stream within the next hour, because after I kind of threw away that second place finish in my last race, I really feel like I can get that win now. As in my last GT Sport race, I was in third place and I caught the second place car and I passed him, but I also had a 7-second penalty to serve. And I was really concerned about them tacking on more time after I crossed the finish line. So right before I got to the finish line, I slowed down to serve that penalty, and that let that car shoot right past me and take second place, and I finished with third. But after that race, other than a few little mistakes, I'm convinced that I can win a race. So you're definitely going to see me doing some more streaming. Well, not so much streaming, but making videos, because I really enjoy doing the video part of it and doing the commentary. And not only that, it allows me to, concentrate on the race, because when I'm doing a live stream and I'm trying to read comments, I fly off the track every time. I think I heard the door open. Who's there?
Oh, it's me.
You like the door behind you?
It is locked.
Excellent. So hang up your coat, pull up a chair, partner.
Hey, what's happening, brother?
What's going on?
You looking at it? I'm just here chilling.
So,
coming off day of work. What's happening?
I didn't get a chance to check out your podcast earlier because I was getting a really terrible connection at work. So all I could do was listen to Pandora. So break it down for me. What was going on with your podcast and this dial thing from your point of view?
Oh, well, I mean, I thought the podcast, there were some other things that came out. Warhammer coming out for Xbox. I think they're going to have an open beta in a couple more weeks. I'm disappointed that nobody's talking about Nier Automata. I think that comes out next Monday or Tuesday for the Xbox. Nobody's talking about it. So I kind of admonish the Xbox community for that. There were some people still in the chat damage controlling the fact that Microsoft had very little to no gameplay at E3. And so, I mean, they had CGI trailers. They had some good CGI trailers, but they had no gameplay. So our very little gameplay. I know they showed the Division Part 2, and people were saying, well, they showed Ori and the Blind Forest. It's like, all right. I mean, they did. I mean, fine, but that was it. So that's why, I mean, I gave the overall E3 conference an 8, out of 10. Just the whole conference. So that way people can't say, well, you're being biased and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, as far as the doll thing, that came out yesterday, and I thought it was a joke. I thought somebody had photoshopped something. And so this morning when I got up, and my God, I saw that was real. I'm like, well, I'm ready to go in on the Xbox community for this dog shit. I mean, the bottom line is that, you had a lot of them the last 18 months, not all of them, go around saying that the beast is coming and people are scared and all this kind of stuff. And what made it funny, Lincoln, was I used Polygon, and it said the next Xbox exclusive is a toy doll or something like that. And I'm like, you know what? This doll represents the Xbox community. It's got on some skinny jeans. It's sitting down in a chair. with a headset on, probably with a soaking wet diaper, and it can call into B2 on its headset. And I'm like, this is perfect. This is a perfect representation of it. And I just told them they need to just shut up and play their games, because anytime at this point, from now going forward, when you all start running your mouths, people are just going to save that link and they're going to put it on Twitter and say, shut up, and move on. That is, to me, it kind of really, and from what I've seen of Twitter today, nobody was saying anything. Your usual Xbox guys were hiding. They were hiding today. They just didn't want to have to deal with it. So, but it's the biggest L in history, as far as I can tell you. It's the biggest L in history. So they're trying to compare it to Nintendo Labo. That's perfectly fine. It's too bad you all made fun of Nintendo Labo. See, their problem is that they're making fun of stuff, and then when Microsoft turns around and does something similar to that, they look stupid. And if they would just shut up and play their games, it would be a lot. They would have a lot better day, but they can't do that. It's like they can't do that. They're just gluttons for punishment. So
that part right there, I definitely agree with you right there, Craig. Whatever the Xbox have to say about the Xbox, they need to keep it strictly games, because every time they go opening their mouths, it's always about some kind of stat to beat Sony. You need whatever they need to say. They need to just keep it strictly games, because now Microsoft has demonstrated that if they this DAO shit with the DAOs, Microsoft has clearly demonstrated that they're willing to make green toilet paper. They're willing to make Xbox toilet paper. They're willing to have the Xbox special at Applebee's. At any kind of restaurant. So
yeah, and look, let me tell you this: there's nothing wrong with the doll itself. There's people that collect dolls. Look, I collect Star Wars merchandise, so I can appreciate a collector. The problem is that the people who made fun of Nintendo Labo are now being made fun of now. It was relentless today on Twitter. Anytime those guys popped up, they got slammed. You're coming off the E3 where you just had another Xbox guy just outright lie about CD Projekt Red, about how they chose Microsoft to do their marketing deal with because they had the world's most powerful console and they wanted to see their game running on the world's most powerful console, only to find out that game was shown running. First of all, we didn't see gameplay, but it was shown running on an i7 8700K and a 1080 Ti. So these dudes just lie. So you compound that happened to them on Tuesday, early Tuesday. Black Bond exposes one of them. It was bad. And then you add this whole thing with this doll. And it's just like, you guys just really need to shut up. And you got no games. Halo is going to PC. Gears is going to be on PC. There's actually Gears of War Tactics is not even going to be on the Xbox, at least not yet. It's been only announced for PC. And it's just, if they would just shut up, and play their games, what could people say? I have not seen, we are a week out from Nier Automata, one of the better games this generation, and none of them are talking about it. And this, I take that back. I've not seen anybody talking about that. So I've just seen Damage Control and who won E3. And we're going to find out who won E3 because MPD will be out in, next month. And if Microsoft won E3, they would have sold more consoles than anybody. So let's see who won E3.
Now, actually, can you take over for a second, Craig? Because I need to run into the laundry room and throw my clothes in the dryer. So give me about 5 or 10 minutes. I'll be right back. But you can go ahead and take over and talk to the chat. I'll be right back.
All right. What's happening, chat? What is happening out there, ladies and gents? How's everything going tonight? getting a little double feature. Hopefully, if you all didn't hear my last podcast, go check that out. I brought the pain to the Xbox community, outright pain and shame, as they can no longer hide from their messiah of Xbox. So, as I said, that Barbie doll, I saw somebody say that if you pull the back of it, it'll have a little knob on it that says, exclusives don't matter. That's one of my favorite ones I've seen today. They'll pull it and say exclusives don't matter. My personal favorite is that if you squeeze it too hard, it'll probably wet its pants. So it gets a diaper transaction. Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be tough. I don't know. Well, I mean, one named Shadow Near was always going to go to Xbox. So it was just they found the code actually buried within Nier's source code. So it's just they had gotten into it with, I guess, the people who created the game, with Platinum Games make Nier. And so they just said, the hell with you. We're not going to. So Microsoft paid Square to port the game over. So who is Lou Waffa? Lou Waffa is my inside source. He's the one that, he's the one who let me know about the CPU on the PlayStation 5 to being something to the equivalent of an i5. Equivalent, not the same, but the way it processes information so that the games get to about 60 frames per second. So that's how it is. What gender is the doll? Well, it didn't have that. It had on skinny jeans and it had on a pink headset. That way it could call in the B2. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that thing's wet, because those Xbox dudes are sitting down for hours playing their games online. So, and again, there's nothing wrong with the doll. Nothing wrong with the doll. It's just that the same people who mocked Labo they were literally they tried to damage control the doll, but we didn't let them today. We hammered them today. They literally had people direct message me like, y'all need to stop the console wars. Obviously, Sony has won. It's like, well, you know what? Until they shut up, it's going to keep coming at them. Like I said, this is going to keep coming. And people are waiting in the bushes for these cats to run their mouths. So, but I don't know what the gender of the doll is. Saltwater or $500 brick. Again, I don't. Is it still $450 or did it go back up today? Because I know they had that big sale, and I know the sale ended either Monday or Tuesday. So, I mean, I'll never tell another grown man what to do with his money. So, but they're making another Xbox. I mean, at least they announced that they were looking into making one. So, these people that were bragging about the Xbox X are already throwing it under the bus, talking about the next Xbox. And this thing ain't even 7 months old. So it's like I said, people have had sex and conceived a child. The child ain't even born yet. And these people are already throwing the Xbox X out with the bathwater. This is how, I mean, they're retarded.
Okay, I'm back, mister.
All right.
I caught the tail end of what you were saying. I definitely want to chime in on that. But before I do, I just want to say one last thing about this Dow situation.
Yeah.
So the way all these videos were coming out today, bashing Microsoft about this Dow shit, I originally thought, hey, I'm just walking in. Is Titanfall in here somewhere?
I've not seen her name, not unless she's in here under a pseudonym.
Okay. Anyway, she know I love her. Anyway, so anyway, when I seen all these videos popping up today about this Dow situation, I was under the impression that it was going to be some sort of a bundle that you were going to get for $600. You were going to get the Xbox One X, a Dow, the chair, the headphones, the miniature Xbox and controllers. So I was about to come home and I was about to call all the Xbox, you twinkle booty, creamy nougat motherfuckers.
I ain't heard that one before. Well, like I said, to me, that doll represents the Xbox community. It's perfect. It's got a headset on, you know, and I guess it was recessive. It had blue eyes and blonde hair, you know. So, I mean, and yeah, somebody said that could be the doll could be named Scarlet. Like maybe that's Project Scarlet. I mean, I don't know.
Shit. What's up? What's up, Thrash? You want to jump in here too, man?
Thrash.
Titanfall, what's up? I love you. I was about to say these cream of wheat ass motherfuckers in the Xbox and the doll. Man, I was about to go in on them. I couldn't wait to go in on them, but I had to make sure I had my facts straight.
Well, yeah. I feel you, because I thought what made it funny was that it came with a toy Xbox and 2 exclusive games. I'm like, that thing got more exclusive games than you all got.
Oh, that was the other thing I was going to go in about too. Hold on, let me send a link to Thrash real quick. Oh man, I was like, I couldn't even halfway work straight because I was like, ooh, when I get home, I'm going, oh shit. Just a minute. I really fucked up big time.
Uh-oh. What, the invite?
Hold on.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, I thought that doll's name was 6T Flop. So
ooh, I almost made a huge mistake right there. Instead of sending that link to Thrash, I tweeted the shit out.
Oh.
And with this troll problem that we've been having lately, like that shit that happened with Jay Wags and the shit that happened to Titanfall Princess a few days ago, that's the last thing I need.
Oh, I didn't know something happened to Princess. Yeah, Jay Wags. I was there for that. Like that guy tried to call him the B2.
Yeah, I was watching her podcast and some dude jumped in there with a zebra head.
Damn, I wonder how they're doing that.
I don't know. Well, you know what they think is happening? Like, there you go, Thrash. There you go, Thrash. In the case of Jay Wags, everybody kind of was of the general belief that when they sent out the links, that they sent it out into a group. And they believe that the best way to get everybody into the podcast without a troll jumping in there is to send the links out individually instead of putting it in a group. Because if somebody gets into that group that wasn't supposed to be there, that's how they're going to get into the podcast.
Yeah, well, that's true. You're right about that. Yeah. Now, I've never tried to link stuff into the drop Discords. I always try to send it directly. So. Yeah, Princess is saying don't put the link out. Why are you doing Titanfall, Princess? I hadn't heard from you in a while. I've been working though. I got to work tomorrow and Friday. Ugh.
She was in the roundtable with us for a little bit yesterday.
Cool. Yeah, I need to come in. I need to try to get on that podcast or start listening to it. I just keep forgetting. Yeah, somebody said Zaire going to have a nervous breakdown. Yeah, he had a podcast today, and it was just, I had me cracking up the stuff he was saying about that doll. You know,
you know what? I'm gonna call bullshit on that because if Xbox had all the fire ass games, if Xbox had all the fire ass exclusives, he'd have one of them fucking dolls on his shelf too.
Well, you're right about that. Probably.
So no, don't get up there with the hypocrisy. Don't get up there being the pot calling the kettle black.
Well, that's true too.
Hey, lock that door behind you, Thrash.
It's locked. Don't even trip.
That's what's up.
I even close the screen door. You know what I'm saying? That nigga Craig left the screen door open, man. I'll close it for him though.
All right, that's what's up, man. Good lookout. Good lookout. We don't need nobody coming in here. He's supposed to come in here. All right, man. Hang up your coat, man. Throw some shit at the crowd.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I just got off work. I'm tired as fuck. I'm over here still low key eating. Still got work to do and shit, but you know I'm always gonna come on and spend some time with my boys. You know what I'm saying? So you know how it is, my nigga. We up in here, man. Let's talk about this. I mean, this doll thing, bro. I think I'm the only defender of it. I think I'm.
No. I defended him too.
I defend it. And the reason why I defend it because I defended Nintendo for doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, there's nothing wrong with the doll. It's just the people who mock Labo, now they trying to, damage control this. It's like, nah, you mock the other people, you're going to get it too. So it's just, but to me, the doll is a representative.
It's the same exact thing.
Yeah. I think that doll thrash is a representation of the Xbox community. It's got on some skinny jeans. It's probably in its chair, probably with a soaking wet diaper, and it's got on a headset that they can call in the B2 and talk to their friends. So I'm like, you know what? This doll represents you all perfectly. This is what I think about when I think of an Xbox game. So, and we'll be now on.
This is Microsoft. No bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, what I was going to say was when I first started the podcast, I was being honest. Like if you walk into a Toys R Us and you see a Barbie doll holding an iPhone, how many people are going to get mad at Apple for that? If you see that Barbie doll, holding a Samsung Galaxy, is anybody going to get mad at Samsung for that? So I can't knock Microsoft for that. And God knows how much. God knows how much Mario memorabilia is out there, T-shirts, dolls, stuffed animals, all kinds of shit. So you're going to get mad at Microsoft for that stuff, then you got to get mad at a whole lot of people for doing that.
No, Sony next. Like, look, it's just like I said with the Labo, man. It's Nintendo was going after a group of a demographic nobody touched really before with gaming, making kids interact with a console. And I don't mean kids like 9-year-olds that kill you in Call of Duty and be murking people with a little voice. Nah, I'm talking about kids who can't even speak yet. Kids, they can't really take information from a screen and then use their hands to relay information back like that. This is before that level. This is the level of building. This is the level of attachment, if you will. And the Labo is exactly that. It's family time. You spend that time together building it, and then you spend that time together playing with it. And the things that you play with on the Labo was a piano and a bike handle and a fishing rod, everything that you do that you don't need buttons to do. All you need is the actions of your gestures. It's just like the Wii. Just like the Wii, when the Wii first came out, the main thing about the Wii was you didn't need to press buttons. That's why that controller looked like a damn TV remote, because you didn't really need buttons. You just needed your own gestures. And therefore, everybody was able to play it. Kids, grandma, everybody.
Yeah.
Microsoft and Sony copied off of it with the Kinect and the Move, respectively. You know what I'm saying? And this is the same thing. You know what I'm saying? This is the same, going after that same demographic. And this is Microsoft's way of getting kids familiar with the Xbox before they're even familiar with how to play it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's all about familiarity. It's all about, we as younger, when we were younger, our shit is with Atari. You know what I'm saying? And what was our interaction? Our bigger brothers or pops or whatever unplugging the controller and just giving it to us, and we just watching them playing, thinking we playing. That was our interaction with gaming when we was babies. Now they actually making it to where Microsoft is lazy. All they did was put a bear a fucking teddy bear or a baby or whatever the fuck it is, baby PP on itself, or whatever the fuck it is, and put a console with it. You know what I'm saying? Like a fake console with it. Is it a fake console or a real console?
I guess it's console. I guess it like projects images or some shit like that.
Right. So it's a fake console, but it does things to make you interact with it, right?
Yeah.
That's basically the equivalent of giving a kid a controller that's unplugged. You know what I'm saying? Like they're experiencing gaming. I fell in love that way through gaming. You know what I'm saying? My pops used to hand me the Atari controller, and that motherfucker just told me 3 days ago that motherfucker was unplugged. I'm like, you fucking sly bastard, nigga. It was on Father's Day he told me. I was like, nigga, fuck Father's Day. Nigga, you fucking lied to me as a children. I thought I was tight at games when I was a baby. Like, nah, nigga, that shit was unplugged. Relax. You know what I'm saying? So, but that was how I fell in love with gaming.
Yeah.
That's why I say PlayStation is next, because Nintendo is genius when it comes to this type of shit. I said this shit back with the Labo, had plenty of arguments with plenty of people about the Labo. I know it's not for us. A lot of people don't understand that. I know this is a way to clown Microsoft. Trust me. I had a video. I was about to do it, but I was like, nah, bro, because I understand it, and I'm not going to sit here and be an advocate of the Labo, and then at the same time, Microsoft are doing the same exact thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't. I see it, but I also see why it's clownable because this is the fucking social media era, bro. Like you can't fuck up in any way without getting clowned. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really a fuck up. It's just not towards us. It's not towards our age demographic. It's not towards the age of even kids that can play games. This is for kids to get familiar with gaming systems. Period. That's all it is. And it's a smart move. And I say Sony's next. Sony's next. They probably do it even better. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft is always copying Nintendo. And I can almost guarantee you when Phil Spencer said we're working on consoles, I bet you the second one is a fucking handheld Xbox, bro. I bet you that's one of my new theories. I think it's gonna be a handheld Xbox. Watch.
Yeah, I think the next one will be the handheld. Is what. Yeah, I mean, somebody else kind of kicked that with me right after E3, and I'm like, well, you know what? Do they really want to get into that market because they have the Surface tablets and stuff like that? And so I don't know. I said, but yeah, it wouldn't shock me if their next one was kind of a handheld portable type of thing to help them start getting into that market, because mobile gaming, I mean, my God, Candy Crush is it's all over the place, you know, everywhere you look. So, but to get something like that and get some smaller games, so you know, even for that type of console, yeah, they to be everywhere. Their goal is to be everywhere.
They have the tech to do so. All they got to do, like you said, is get a fucking tablet and put Windows tab on it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, like a tablet. I could see them making a tablet and then being the thing being
like the Switch.
PC being PC centered in terms of the games.
Yeah,
I could definitely see that happening.
That's all they gotta do.
But to make a full blown handheld like a Vita or something like that, I think that shit. No. I think that shit will flop. You know, and even
like a Switch. Trust me, like a digital Switch. I mean, think about what they're naming. They're saying, oh, we're talking about streaming and we're gonna do streaming now from now on. You don't need power to do streaming at all. I mean, that's how Resident Evil 7 is running on the Switch. Is streaming. You don't need power in streaming. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all they're gonna do is they're gonna make a specially designed motherfucking Surface tablet. You know what I'm saying? Get some little controllers to go on the side of that bitch and call it a Xbox handheld, and they'll be able to play Xbox games through streaming. You watch. Watch.
Yeah, that's it wouldn't shock me if that's what it was. So I mean, because that actually makes more sense, because that's the only part of the market they're not at yet.
But if they're gonna go that route, with like a Windows tablet or something like that geared towards PC gaming or whatever the case may be, and streaming, being the way that this thing is going to be powered, my big question is would the games be playable if you're not able to get to a hotspot, or get to an internet connection?
I doubt it. I mean, no, I don't think so. Maybe they'll let you download it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they'll let you download games and shit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, it can probably let you.
But it's not too far from Microsoft Spectrum. They've done weird shit like this before.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's like
they've done shit like that.
I mean, they see the success of the Switch. They see the success of the Switch. They're gonna want to cash in. They see every time they see something successful, they try to cash in on it. This doll is a testament of that shit. They see different ways. They don't really come up with their own ideas. They take somebody else's ideas and try to make them better, and they fail like 90% of the time. But still, that's what they do.
Excellent point. And y'all have heard me say that before, that Microsoft is not going to get involved in VR until they see Sony flourishes at it. That's why they're not fucking with it right now, because Sony's not having the kind of success that they would deem warranted to jump in that shit. But let Sony fuck around and sell 5-10 million VR headsets. Then Microsoft gonna jump in that shit. They gonna quick jump on the phone with Oculus and tell them to hurry up and get that shit ready.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me. Yeah, I mean, but and they will tell you that they have VR. It's just on their Windows device, that you can do Oculus, or I don't know if Vive works with it, maybe, but ultimately they just don't have it in their Xbox yet. Even though the X is capable of running VR. That's one of their. They had a first party VR device lined up, but they just didn't make it. because for fear it was going to put the cost of the console after you added VR at $800. So they just sold the console for half a stack, and people went out and bought it. But no, I agree. I think the doll thing, my whole thing with the thing was the doll was that, all right, these are the same people who made fun of Labo, and now you're trying to, no, you're not going to let you defend this. You know, you probably should have attacked the Labo, you know. So, and again, like that's what I was saying earlier, if they would just shut their mouths and go play their games, nobody, what could people say? You know, but, you know, like I said, you got idiots talking about, you know, at E3, CD Projekt Red chose Microsoft because it's the most powerful console. Even that bald-faced lie, they already had a marketing deal with Microsoft for Witcher 3. So it's natural to just go back to them and say, yeah, you can market this, you know, that's fine. And it, you know, it turns out it wasn't even running on an Xbox. What we saw was running on a PC. So, and all the guy has to do is just shut up and say, yeah, they chose Microsoft for marketing. And so hopefully Microsoft does a good job at marketing the game, because they did a good job with Witcher 3. So ultimately, but they can't, it's like they can't do that. They have to go extra. So then they get their hands smacked. It's like, you know, and then they come out, well, why do you all care what we say and all that kind of stuff? And it's like they want to play victim. It's like, all right, let me get this straight. You're a fucking liar, but then and then somebody calls you out on the lie, and then you want to play victim. That's not the way it works. You don't get to pull your dick out on Monday and then play victim on Tuesday. You know, so
makes no sense.
Yeah. So that's what they needed to learn. And with that happening, then the whole thing with the doll thing happening today, they ran and hid. You didn't see a whole lot of them.
But you know, I will say this though, like you were talking about how that article jumped out with a headline about how the next Xbox exclusives is a DAO. I don't think that was cool. As much as I don't like Microsoft, I don't think that was cool, because I kind of heard that, and that's what started my wheels turning. Like, I'm gonna go in on these motherfuckers when I get out of work today.
I was at work laughing all day, watching
I was like,
videos, man.
Wait till I get home. I was like, I'm about to go in on these sugar booty ass Xbox.
Old dolly huggy ass niggas, you know what I'm saying? Old squeezy lovey ass niggas. I was gonna go in on them too. But I was like I said, man, I can't. I see what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think the main problem is Microsoft don't got games like that, and Xbox gamers are tired of not having games like that. So they get the news of Gears not being an exclusive, and then they get a doll that's coming. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nigga, where the games at? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you announced 5 studios, that's fine and dandy, but that's probably 5 years out. So where the fuck are these games at? You know what I'm saying? I mean, where are the games? And then you get dolls, you get, you know, cell phones with exclusives. All your games got announced, and none of them was exclusive, but the PC one was exclusive. Like, I've been told niggas to run away. I said, nigga, run. Nigga, pick your pants up. Nigga, run. All right, you let Phil Spencer get your booty one time. Pull your pants up and run away now, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga still there. I'm like, like, nigga, you still there, nigga? You must like it. You can't. I can't try to tell you different no more. I used to tell niggas in my videos all the time, like, hey, nigga, like, you know, I'm trying to help y'all niggas out. I'm done helping niggas. I'm like, oh shit, you like it in the booty, nigga. Like, you just gotta be that's the only way. You can't sit there and tell me that Xbox won the fucking E3, my nigga. They had a great E3, but they didn't win it. You can't sit there and say that they won it because they bought some game. They're doing the same exact shit. That E3 was the equivalent of buying time exclusives for fucking Tomb Raider that year, and it was even worse than that, because most of them games, if not all, weren't even timed exclusives. They was just being shown off on your floor to make your shit look like it has games. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, fucking wake up or don't wake up. You like it in the booty, nigga. Either some niggas pulled their pants up and ran. You know what I'm saying? My nigga Zaire, nigga, pulled his pants up and put his belt on and ran. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he low-key loosened his belt a little bit though, but still, you know, I mean, I don't expect niggas not to play the Xbox, but I do expect niggas to wake up. You know what I'm saying? At least wake up. Play your Xbox, love it, but wake the fuck up, nigga.
Man,
you gotta grow it.
I think you mentioned something. I think you mentioned something about Randall Thor. Man, I meant to jump on here yesterday and go in on his ass because he put out a video telling everybody how to like set up the fucking avatars.
I heard about
that.
I didn't watch the shit, but I was like, yeah, that he can't act neutral anymore. When you put out a fucking video telling everybody how to build a goddamn avatar with a robot arm and shit like that, yeah, no. Ain't no more damage controlling for that. God, it would have been interesting to hear what would have came out of his mouth if that doll would have been part of some kind of bundle or something, because that's what I originally thought when I first heard about this doll. And it's like I had said at the beginning of this podcast, if I'd have found out that doll was part of a bundle, some motherfuckers is gonna buy it. So I was ready to call them all kinds of twinkle booty, creamy nougat motherfuckers.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
creamy booty nougat.
I say creamy nougat, twinkle booty, creamy nougat motherfuckers.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Rand making the video, I'm like, well, for people like, I don't use my Xbox like that. But I guess it was okay to kind of see that, but I just didn't think it. But he did. He's a man with a million. He's met all those cats from Major Nelson. So I think he's met Phil Spencer, maybe Aaron Greenberg. So that's what he wants to do. But yeah, I just thought it was entertaining. Hearing other people's takes on it, it was entertaining. But I just think overall it's I agree with what King Thrash said. There's not a whole lot to play, and once something doesn't come out, like today, one of the developers leaving the Crackdown game. Mm-hmm. Now, to me, developers leave all the time. They come and go and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And but to them, that's news. It's like the one guy who left Naughty Dog to go to
went to 343. Yeah. This shit happens every time.
Yeah, that's happening right now.
Hold on. Then Patient Fire says he wonder if Major Nelson is going to wear white gloves when he's doing the doll unboxing. Hey, he'll probably have.
I think he almost have to. I think he has to because he can't have his fingerprints on no dolls, guys. Like he's suspect like that.
Not only that, and then the doll, they might have the Phil Spencer edition of the doll with his motherfucking cum glaze on the doll face. And stupid ass Xbox to buy that shit. Motherfuckers. Shit.
Yeah, so, but nah, they've I don't disagree with what you guys are saying. So, but why are they making this? Ask yourself. So, King Thrash, that's a good point. Ask yourselves, why are they making videos on where dudes are gonna go get their paycheck at? It's because they don't have anything else to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Real shit.
So
it's all guys. The past 2 years we've been hearing nothing but 6 teraflops, and that's what people been holding on to. You know what I'm saying? Sadly, I tell these fanboys, Microsoft watching y'all niggas. The longer y'all don't complain about games, the longer they gonna feel like y'all don't need them. Y'all niggas complain. Y'all niggas start bragging about hardware now. They done bragged about hardware 3 years in a row on E3, telling you to wait for E3, and every fucking E3 they brought up some fucking hardware, Halo Gears and Forza. That's it. And like as far as coming from them. So now, now we got these studios announced, and we ain't gonna really hear much about the games because they're gonna say, oh well, we got these games coming out from different studios. The Halo doesn't even look close to coming out. Gears will probably be the newest thing to come out, and I still wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't come out, if it doesn't launch with another fucking console. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, man. Niggas need to. It's too late to wake up. If you still there, niggas stay there. You know what I'm saying? Stay there. You know what I'm saying? Wait on it. But just don't be mad when people tell you facts about what the fuck is going on. Accept that shit. Like thank you, Phil. You know what I'm saying? Like, can I turn over, Phil? Like, you might as well just accept the shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Do you think that Thrash, not to interrupt you, do you think they're just so far dug in that even if they want to come out and say, yeah, you know what, I was wrong or something like that, that they would lose their channels? People would just stop listening to them.
Bro, the way I see it, go ahead. I'll make one point later.
You go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, the way we look at it like this, at least this is how I look at it, how I see it sometimes. A lot of people that we talk about, right? When we talk about Xbox fanboys, we talk about YouTube creators like ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Who adamantly stick by Xbox, just period. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the people in the comment sections who stand by them, and the people on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? With the little X's and Scorpios in their fucking names and shit like idiots. And we see these people and we feel like, okay, these people are invested. And a lot of these people they follow these YouTubers and shit, the crap gamers, the Code Eastwoods, the Red Dragons, and whatever other weird ass nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And these channels are dependent on Xbox now, regardless of what happens. Like if they flat out turned around and was like, fuck Xbox, this, and this, they lose half of their fucking shit. And a lot of these people are in it for just the money. Just keeping it real, keeping it the way. There's no way that Crap Gamer would be doing fucking videos if he didn't have to lie every day. I mean, the nigga come out with 3 videos a day, and every video is Microsoft making an announcement.
Yeah,
and I'm like, making an announcement. And I'm like real close. I'm getting tired of this nigga. I'm getting real close to doing a deep review. I'm gonna call it a deep review, bro, and go all the way back and just fuck up his facts because it's like at E3 just passed, and I can name, they probably had about 20 announcements, right? You know what I'm saying? Of their shit, right? Xbox, Microsoft announcements. This is 20 announcements accumulated over a year. This nigga get 20 announcements in 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, how are they announcing big announcement, huge announcement? Xbox gamers are mad. Xbox gamers are happy. PlayStation gamers are mad because this Xbox Megaton new. It's like you it's too much of it. It's like 3 times a day, my nigga, like clockwork. 3 times, sometimes even 4 times when his X videos ain't working. He got enough time to make another one. You know what I'm saying? But it's just he's dependent on bullshit like this, like lies, or even just if somebody says something, it doesn't even matter. Half his videos have a title, and then when you get into the video, it's nothing about the title. You know what I'm saying? It's like beyond clickbait. It's more, I'm so dependent on getting this. I'm so dependent on getting views to get this YouTube money that I have to. He has to do it in order to maintain the lifestyle he's accumulated with the views that he gets. He doesn't get many views, but if you add it compared to his subs, he don't get many views. He gets about 7,000 views. Nigga got 40,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he got to work hard. Yeah, he got 40,000 subscribers. So it's like you're going to get 7,000, my nigga. You doing something wrong. Cole Eastwood got less than him, and he's getting like 10K a view. You know what I'm saying? But he does them like every week or so. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's dependent on this little bit of money that he gets, and therefore he has to come up with any type of news every fucking 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Just to put out videos. So he's dependent on it. Whether it's good or bad, he's dependent on it because he has a set of people who sit there and go watch him. 75% of them are Sony fans that are paying. They just want to go in his chat room and cuss him out. But you still got that demographic of people who almost need to hear some Xbox news, whether it's real or fake. So it'll never change. Like regardless, like you said, they are too invested in it. They're invested in it with money, and they're invested in it just with pride or what namesake. You know what I'm saying? They're the face. They think they're the face of Xbox, and they do this shit continuously just to make money or just to get gamers to have some haven of lies just to feel better. I don't know. I mean, I don't get it, but that's just where it's at. That's where niggas like Crap Gamer is at. He has to do this in order to maintain his lifestyle so he can act like he's a gamer. That's how I see it.
I agree. And you know what what I was going to say was, I think E3 did exactly what I knew it was going to do. I seen it coming from a mile away. That E3 was not about showing what kind of games is going to be coming. To me, I felt like that E3 was about pacifying the Xbox people that was threatening to leave them if they didn't see something. And so all that shit did was pacify them. You know, they buried, you know, they swallowed up the lack of exclusives they had with all that third party shit that they showed. And then they already made the announcement before E3 that we picked up all these studios. It's going to take some time, blah, blah, blah. right there, they bought themselves some time. They just bought themselves another 4 or 5 years right there, because it's going to be another 4 or 5 years before anybody start complaining now.
Exactly.
And so the E3 was the icing on the cake. This is what we got coming. But as far as our exclusive studios go, see, we made some moves. We got some studios. We doing this, we doing that. My whole thing is that it shouldn't have came down to the Xbox losing their minds that they don't have any games and watching the PlayStation people having a good time before Microsoft got up off their ass and did something. Because, I mean, this shit reached a breaking point before Microsoft finally said, okay, we getting some studios. This wasn't no thing that was like been years in the making. And, we've been working hard to work with developers and do this and do that. No, the shit reached a breaking point, and they, finally had to tell somebody something to keep them. Like I said, that, the warden had to, pacify the inmates so they don't overrun the prison. And that's what that E3 was about.
Yeah. Well, they tried to, my understanding is they tried to, when they went to EA, they tried to buy Respawn and BioWare out from EA. But EA has way too much cash on hand. They're like, nah, we good, So they ended up getting Ninja Theory, which was a backup plan. And I can't think of that other one. The fourth one they announced. I can't remember the name of it. Compulsion or something like that. That was a backup plan. If they had gotten BioWare, they'd come out there and said, we're going to remake all the Mass Effects and do Mass Effect 4, I would have jumped up and down. I'm like, all right, finally, they're actually showing some initiatives, But I just think overall they're just in an overall bad spot. Anytime they're like, well, you just have to wait till next generation. Because I heard cats talking about, well, what would the trade-in value be on the new Xbox system? You think they'll give us 150, 170? I mean, it's like, damn, this system ain't even walking around the house yet. It's only 7 months old.
Nah.
Still crawling, and you were throwing it out, So it's a bad spot that they're in. So yeah, it's it's unfortunate where they are, and that's why they're so so confrontational about people making fun of non-exclusive multi-plat games. It's like, well, that's because you guys are going around saying you got the best versions of them when clearly the best versions of them are on PC. That's where the best version of the game is. So you're gonna, if you're gonna make your argument, at least again, I said to them, you can lie to your subs because they have chosen to lie, to sub. You can lie on your podcast. You're not coming on to one of my podcasts and not being called out on it. So best just stay off of it, so because I will call you out on it. But and so far they've not come on, but overall it's just they're just kind of in a bad spot. Yeah, that's what I said. Best versions, not versions, win. But if they're going to say things like that, there's going to be pushback. That's kind of my whole point. I think they were expecting, well, I can just say this and nobody's going to say anything. That's the way they come across, so if they weren't expecting people to push back against them, and the pushback has been really bad, against them. So, and they just need to shut up and play. Like my coach would say, stop complaining, shut up, and go hit somebody.
Another thing that
real talk.
Another thing that I wanted to cover on this podcast was when the new Xbox comes out, are they going to have any exclusives ready for it by then? I'm thinking no.
Yeah, no, I think they will.
It depends on what type of game. You know what I'm saying, though. When this next when do you project this next console coming out? You know what I'm saying? That's the real question. Like, how soon will it come out?
That's why in my last podcast, I was talking about the race for 2019, because based on the way things are sitting right now, Sony's going to win the next generation before it even starts, because they're going to retain their user base. Anybody who prefers the PlayStation is going to buy the PS5 over the Xbox 2 when the next generation starts. Microsoft has this, mentality. They did it with the Xbox 360. They have this mentality that they think they need to get out the blocks first in order to win the generation, and not win the generation by putting out better content. And
More.
so with that being said, I truly believe that if they think they can get the Xbox 2 ready before the PS5 hits, they will launch it before the PS5 hits. With that being said, is a strong possibility that we could see the Xbox 2 in 2019 as well, because I'm sticking to my guns that the PS5 is coming out in November 2019.
Damn.
19? Oh no. Damn. It's a bold statement. That means they're announcing it this year.
Yeah.
Well, Microsoft already gave you a little tidbit by mentioning it. That tells me right there they're trying to take everybody's mind off of the PS5, just like they did when the PS4 Pro came out. Nobody
right.
knew
That's what they're trying to jump now. Yeah, but you see, it took them a year and a half after that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, how you announce a console and then release it a year and a half later?
Right,
you know
but
what I'm saying? Over a year and a half.
They tried to put the bug in everybody's ear. Believe me, if the Xbox One X would have been ready before the Pro, they would have put it out before the Pro.
I think Microsoft's mistake, if that's true, and that's a really good motherfucking theory, it's likely the case. But I think Microsoft's mistake is they're too busy trying to get ahead of the main horse. You're too busy trying to get ahead of Jordan. Like, no matter what you do, you just can't get ahead of Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to come out first because they feel like the 360 was their best success. And it's like you're ignoring all the flaws that the Xbox 360 had. It was a great system because you had great developers behind it, and Sony was arrogant enough to charge $600 and make a agriculture that nobody knew about that was hard to develop for. More powerful than the Xbox, but nobody knew how to take control of that power. So for years and years, the power was it looked like the 360 was more powerful, but in reality, people just didn't know how to use the fucking PS3 yet, and therefore the games were looking worse. Even third-party games, all that shit. Bayonetta is a testament to that shit. And Microsoft had the red rings of death, and millions of people bought another console. My nigga, like, I think, honestly, I don't think Xbox lost too much motherfucking user base when it went from 360 to the Xbox One. It just was that little amount of people on the Xbox 360. You know what I'm saying? Because it just people would just rebuy. I know somebody who bought 12 360s. Nigga, 360s was just dying on. This guy was playing too much. Mm-hmm. That's 12. They count each and every last one of those fucking 12. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then they had new versions. So people were like, before they was even getting red rings of death, people was going to buy the black one because they were scared of getting the red rings of death. So they was trading in they other one just to get a black one to make sure they don't get the red rings of death. So it was the red rings of death pushed a lot of the sales. Sony's fuck ups pushed a lot of the sales, and that year head start pushed a lot of sales. But like I said before, they never beat Sony in a worldwide sales race ever in the entire creation of the Xbox.
Right.
They're never going to beat Jordan. Like, Sony will always beat them. Hell, Nintendo may even still beat them. And it's just Microsoft is trying to get that head start just because they feel like that's what made them compete last generation when it really wasn't.
Exactly. And when you stop back and look at it, this generation, didn't the PS4 and the Xbox One like release like within 2 weeks of each other?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That tells me that the race for 2013 was on. They was fighting it out. They was racing to try to get the consoles out before the other one. Mm-hmm. And I'm led to believe that Microsoft probably released theirs a couple of weeks later, probably because of trying to get through certifications and other legal ramifications. But believe me, like the bottom line is, if they could have pulled the strings fast enough, I believe they were shooting for trying to get that Xbox One out before the PS4. And I think the same thing is going to happen again. The next generation is going to be the race for 2019.
Well, if they're going to use Navi, let's just say that's what they use. I'm not saying that's what's going on. My understanding is those dev kits were all Vega-based architecture. But ultimately, if it's going to be Navi, they're not even ready to go mass produce that yet. They just got that working. So I just think that maybe an announcement at E3 next year for them to say that we're working on something, and then maybe it come out in 20, because that's kind of where they're at. I mean, there's the PS4 has not, the sales have slowed down. They know they're cresting, but it's still doing okay. I think they do one more year Tokyo Game Show in Paris, and maybe at PS. Man, they would have to announce it at PSX, and damn, that's right there. I just don't think the architecture. Unless they go with the Vega-based stuff, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with the Vega-based architecture that they got.
Craig, and not to cut you off, when they announced the PS4 Pro, when did it come out? What, like a few months later?
Yeah, they announced that in August.
So that's not too far-fetched for both Microsoft and Sony to announce their new consoles at next year's E3 and then say it'll be available for pre-order in a couple of months.
It wouldn't shock me if they announce it at E3 that they've got something planned, but I just think they'll announce it at PSX, and then they'll show it to us at E3 of 19, all right, of 20. I would say. I just think next year it is. I think they're going to finish this year because they still got Spider-Man coming out. They still allegedly the Last of Us game, Ghost of Tsushima, that was running on the Pro. I thought it was running on a dev kit, but it was allegedly running on a Pro. So it's and those games they're not polished yet, So the games are about 9. I think they said at that interview they were about 70% done with both of those games. So Ghost of Tsushima is actually coming along faster than I thought. I mean, my God, But ultimately, just they got. I told people, man, they're about to release their Fire Lord Serta of games when the Ghost of Tsushima and the Kojima's game comes out, and The Last of Us. That's kind of. I don't think there's anything really planned after that. So sure, don't have something.
I think next September 19th is going to be the official end of the PS4 generation in terms of games that they're going to put out. Because I think
September 19th. What about The Last of Us 2? You think The Last of Us 2 gonna be out by then?
Shit, this year. This year? No.
I think it's gonna come out next year. I think
it was running on the Pro.
So
yeah, that demo we saw was.
I don't know what order they're going to release them, but I do believe that Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us, and Death Stranding, those are the 3 exclusives those are the 3 heavy hitters that's gonna close out the generation, and that's gonna happen next year. So I think like take Spider-Man for instance, that's the last exclusive for this year. That's the last heavy hitter for this year. So I think they're gonna do the same thing next year. Whichever one of those games they release in September, that's gonna be the last one of the generation.
I think
shout out to shout out to my Dragon Quest X fans. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know that's not a big time game all around like that, like Spider-Man, but to me, Dragon Quest X come out this year. I'm on it. I am on it.
Yeah, that's a popular game. Even though Yoshida didn't say they still had games that they pulled off the E3 floor to show later on. I mean, that's allegedly what he said. They still have more exclusives to announce. Now, it could be smaller games, but I think they're sitting on one more big bomb that they'll announce either at Paris, probably at Paris, to kind of set that show off. But maybe whether it be a Final Fantasy, we didn't see Shimu at this conference. I think there's, those games should be ready to roll here pretty soon. So a lot of their JRPGs are going to start hitting at the end of this year. But I just got a weird feeling it's either going to be Shimu or Final Fantasy.
Let me slip this in real quick. I mentioned this yesterday at the at the play roundtable podcast, but I just wanted to let the chat know. I said it yesterday. I have 2 copies of Destiny 2. One is for the PS4. One is for the Xbox One. I will give them both away when I hit 300 subscribers. So make sure y'all share the channel. Let's get to 300. Those 2 games will remain in my vault until I hit 300. So let's get that cracking.
Yeah, get it going. Yeah, get this man the 3 bills. Yeah, I'm gonna do a 24-hour game stream when I hit 1,000.
You gonna do a what?
A 24-hour game stream when I hit 1,000. But I gotta hit 1,000, so that's I still got a ways to go. So that's cool. I'm gonna keep working for them. But
you better have somebody. Yeah. Playbox Gamer said I could keep Destiny 2. Oh God,
keep Destiny 2.
Damn.
We want that 3. Yeah.
But it'll probably get a name. So yeah. But no,
I don't like that. When I played the beta of Destiny 2, I didn't. It seemed a lot like the first game. I didn't think it was trash, but then once the game came out and Bungie started pulling a bullshit with throttling people's progress and stuff like that, it totally turned me off.
Yeah. I don't know why they did. Well, I mean, it's just like people got way ahead of where they wanted them to be. It sounds like with the people that are still loyal gamers of it. It just sounds like they got ahead. A lot of people got ahead of where they wanted them to be, and they pushed them back. But yeah, they gonna have to do. I mean, and those numbers have come up a little bit. I know with those raids they do, those numbers have come up. So hopefully they can keep it going. So. But yeah, we're going to just wait and see. I personally think, as far as Microsoft having new games, for that, if they're going to have a new console, those studios are going to have at least bare minimum 3 games.
Unless they release shit like State of Decay, it's not going to happen. Because even if they release that Xbox 2 in 2020, any kind of quality AAA games. If any of these studios put out any kind of AAA quality games, it's going to take 3 to 5 years, unless they're going to put out some bullshit like State of Decay 2 and call it AAA.
Well, I think you'll see Halo. But I
can make that like State of Decay. You can make that shit in 5 minutes. Just throw it in a microwave and set the timer on 1 minute, and you done.
Yeah, I think Halo will be launched on that. It'll be cross-platform, but it'll be launched on the new Xbox. That'd be kind of the linchpin game to help move that console. Maybe another Splinter Cell game for that new console. Again, it'll be cross-platform, but it will be also available for the new console. And they'll have their driving game, one of the Forza games, and then maybe 1 or 2 big multi-plat games they announce for that console. So I think they have to go in with 3 exclusive games and then 2 big enough just to get to break the bottle on the side of the boat and push it out to the harbor. They got to at least have that plus all their other games, and then you'll still have Game Pass and stuff like that. So I think that will be enough to help them. I mean, I'm not buying it. I mean, the last console Xbox I'm getting is the Xbox X. I'm done. I'm done with it. So I had a great time on it, but I just think they need 3 to 4 exclusive games, kind of like they did with the Xbox One. They had the Forza game. They had like 3 or 4 exclusives, and so it's something like that. So
it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is what it is. Like congrats.
Exactly. But I'll be ready to wrap this up shortly here because I want to stream. At least get 1 stream in before I go to bed. So anybody got anything else before we get ready to wrap this up, or I can go to N4G and take a quick look and see what they got over there.
No, I mean, Impatient was talking about PlayStation 1 NPD again. Old news, that's not good news, and it's not big news until Xbox win a month. You know what I'm saying, or at least come in second place, and Sony in third. You know what I'm saying, like that. That's the only time it's really, I guess, big news. Everybody's always got to put Xbox on the pedestal, man.
Yeah, I mean,
here's something. Here's something. I was gonna say, GameStop officially confirms buyout talks. What y'all think of that?
Oh yeah, I read about that too. Yeah, I read about that. I mean, just because they get a buyout don't mean they're gonna change their ways. You know what I'm saying? They gotta keep their ways and make their money. I don't know if somebody's buying them out just to close them. I mean, some people are saying, they're just buying them out just to close them. I'm like, people don't really buy out companies to close them. They can just sit there and let them close. So,
but I don't get why somebody would be interested in buying that company because it's falling. I mean, digital is taking over more and more. Basically they gonna, the same shit.
Yeah, but you gotta understand
what happened to Toys R Us.
No, but see, that's the thing though. Something got to give. Like they talking about having digital trades. Like GameStop almost has to exist because they sell hardware, and it's not many places that do so. You can go to Best Buy and buy them and all of that shit. But GameStop is like the home to where people go and buy games. You know what I'm saying? Whether we like fuck GameStop. I can't stand game. I don't even shop there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I bought my Pro there. You know what I'm saying? Like people will go there to buy their shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like these companies. That's why like GameStop can low key. They can hang Microsoft if they wanted to. They can say we're taking all your shit off my shelves. You know what I'm saying? Y'all going digital? We taking this shit off the shelf.
They somewhat,
you know what I'm saying?
they
like fuck y'all
did it because I stopped in GameStop a couple of weeks ago, and I noticed there was a Nintendo Switch there on display, and there was a PS4 there on display, but no Xbox One.
No Xbox. Cold shit. Hey, that's one thing we could talk about. Hey, did y'all notice have you went back in the GameStop and seen the games, like the old games? You know, they got their old games back on the shelf, the backwards compatible games, but now it says Xbox One and Xbox 360 on it. Have you noticed that shit?
I did see that. I saw that before
E3.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what do you think they're going to use that double console compatibility as a reason to jack old games up to $20? It should really be $6.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're doing that now.
They're doing that. They've been doing that, but now they're really doing it. But on top of that, they're trying to bolster the Xbox One's library with 360 games. You know what I'm saying? To where you can go into a store, buy an old game, and it's like the Xbox One section will be way bigger. Instead of having a 360 bargain bin, they're gonna have the 360 games over in the Xbox One section to make it look like it has a big selection like Sony's does. You know, because Sony's take up like 2 walls. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers got like a half a corner of a wall, just a little bit bigger than the Switches. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're using this to try to make their library look more attractive, which is sad. It's sad as fuck. It's like extremely sad. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, damn. I mean, it's one thing to go backwards compatible. It's another to actually use backwards compatible to raise the price of old ass games. That takes away from the whole, the attractiveness of backwards compatible. People felt like they can go to GameStop, get a game for $8, and then play it on their new console. Now you got to that same $8 game is now $20, $30, $39.99. I haven't seen some. I think Grand Theft Auto 4 was like $29.99. Now old Grand Theft Auto 4 is. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's like
that was the version with both the DLCs, but yeah, that's still too damn expensive.
Still too damn high. I mean, I've seen. I mean, almost all these games getting remade. You got all the motherfucking shit, and they remade. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, man. It's like Bloodborne is $19 right now. Why the fuck is it's fucking a last generation Grand Theft Auto with no online capabilities? I don't think it did. I don't think it had online. Yeah, it did. Actually, it did, huh?
It did.
It did, didn't it, huh? It had online,
that
but
that was their
if
first
the servers are still up, yeah.
No, I just think that you could tell something was going on at GameStop, but before E3 happened, I went in there. It was Days of Play. That was started on the 8th, and I bought 2 games. And I said, yeah, I'll just go ahead and buy them because they're $20 here. They still haven't reduced them in the store, and the online store. And he was like, they said, well, is there anything coming out this fall that you're gonna buy? I said, well, I'm definitely gonna buy Madden and Spider-Man. And they said, oh, well, do you want to reserve it? I said, no, I'll just get them digitally. I said, all right, that's Spider-Man bought. I'm just waiting for it to download at this point. And the guy just kind of made a face. So I said, look, digital has taken over. You all are better off selling more, bigger hard drives for the PlayStations and Xboxes, so that people can expand it into their hard drives. But I kind of feel bad for them. But I was part of that old school crew that hated GameStop. It's just taking your games in there and just getting ripped off. Getting ripped off. So there's a song out. You can type on YouTube that search window, type in "I Hate GameStop" song, and there's a guy that did a song called "I Hate GameStop." It is actually a pretty catchy tune.
Damn.
It was actually a pretty catchy tune. So it's. And now that everything's going digital, it's they're going to be out of business. But I think King Thrash is right. I don't think they'll shut them down. I just think that if you have 6 GameStops in your city, they'll cut it down to 3 GameStops, in your city. They will close, but they're not going to just outright shut them down. So.
Right.
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens, because what they say, they closed like 150 stores last year.
Yeah. And also,
they did.
There was a computer game that came out that had a digital code in it. And GameStop, they actually went into those boxes. These was shit that people had bought, like people had purchased. They opened their boxes and took out the digital code. And so they got sued, and they said, because that was theft by deception. And GameStop said, well, no, that's we're losing money. We sell this code separate, and the people, I guess, could buy the game with the code already. And so they actually went in there and ripped those codes out. And yeah, they tried to arrest those guys for doing that. And because they said that was theft, and they were like, that's they were calling it something, and that was the beginning of the end. It was a story that was kind of buried because other stuff was happening, but that was the beginning of the end. I thought for GameStop at that point, people were like, well, they're just done with them. Then Best Buy started that Gamers Club, and it was actually better, because you got money off used games and new games. So, yeah, I think that was the beginning of the end. But I forgot when that happened, but people were just mad at them. I mean, just went off on them. So, let's wait and see what happens.
Yeah, I don't fuck with GameStop no more, especially after what Thrash pointed out, where Bargain Bin Games is getting kind of sort of like a $20 sort of a premium price. Yeah, I don't fuck with them anymore. And plus, they pull some bullshit on me too. I got I had got a notification from them that I had hit like 10,000, reward points or something, and that entitled me to get $10 off of a game. So I go to GameStop to buy a game, and I told them that I wanted to use my $10 voucher or whatever, and then they told me that I would have to write the corporate headquarters or something like that so they could email me back a voucher, and then I can use it.
Yeah.
And I said I'm through with y'all motherfuckers.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I got lucky because I was able to redeem mine right there on the PC. And so it printed out like a $5 coupon for me. So it was like $5 towards my next trade towards a new game. It was something weird. It wasn't exactly what they said it was. So, yeah, they were trying to sell Game Informer magazine. And I always wondered why in the world they wanted to, but it's because they were owners. They were majority owner of Game Informer, which I didn't know. That's why all of a sudden they stopped selling a lot of other magazines and those stuff. Because you used to be able to go in there and get like 4 or 5 magazines. And all of a sudden you couldn't, so it's just weird. It's a weird company. So
pretty much.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't use them. I don't use them a whole lot anymore.
So hey, Vidiot, there's like Thrash said, you missed the beginning of the show. I actually defended Microsoft on that dial thing because I didn't have a problem with it. It ain't no different than any other company, Nintendo or whatever, selling Mario shit at Walmart. I didn't have a problem with it. I just called it the Barbie Box because I was just having fun with the shit.
Yeah. And my whole point is that one, it represents the Xbox community to 100 over 100. And it's just those cats should be made from the Labo. That's just, this is not,
and don't be complaining.
Yeah.
My bad. Go ahead. I'll check them later. Go ahead.
Big deal for Xbox Video. It's not a big deal unless these cats didn't say anything about the Labo. The problem is they keep running their mouths instead of just shutting up, taking their L, and going away. Nobody's going to say anything, but they keep on saying a bunch of bullshit. And so people are going to push back against them. Now, maybe they're under the impression that I can just play. Like I said, you can't pull your dick out on Monday and play victim on Tuesday. Just hold your chin up and cracking your jaw.
Exactly.
That's the problem. They are the problem. So, So as long as they keep running their mouths, people are going to push back against them
all day, every day.
Yeah, so they got to just tell them to shut up and play their games. How about they just do that? You know,
they need to. But video, nigga, understand, nigga. You over here saying you think niggas was actually backing up Xbox, my nigga. Fuck you mean, nigga? Just like I backed up the Labo. I mean, I understand it's a doll, niggas gonna clown it, but it's like I said, it's the same thing as the Labo. It's for kids, nigga. I mean, it is what it is. Everything not for us. So, nigga, no, nobody's talking bad about your Xbox, my nigga.
Right.
But niggas need to realize, hey, nigga, they concentrating on dolls and shit. This is time and money spent. They could have been spent on games. You know what I'm saying? But Microsoft is a business, I guess, and they want to, venture on into some demographics that don't know shit about the goddamn console war. You know what I'm saying? Let's go after kids. They don't know that the Xbox is losing this or needs games. They just want to get kids familiar with the Xbox. So that's what that whole dog thing is about, nigga. So relax, do some push-ups, nigga. Hey, get you a thimble and put some goddamn beer in it, cuz, and then sip slow for 5 minutes and relax, nigga. Relax.
Drink your green hot chocolate and put some Xbox marshmallows in there.
You know what I'm saying?
Put on your Xbox slippers and your Xbox house coat.
You know what I'm saying?
Just relax. Relax.
Yeah.
Nigga, just turn. Hey, get real close to your Xbox and put your face right next to the eject slot and then eject the game. And then feel the game. And relax.
No, real shit, Vidiot. I said this doll shit with the Xbox is no different than walking into Toys R Us and seeing a Barbie doll with an iPhone. Nobody gonna get mad at Apple about that. So I didn't have a problem. With this doll. Initially, I thought that this doll was supposed to be part of an Xbox bundle. Then I was gonna go in on the ass because at first it gave me the impression that they making shit for everybody except the Xbox people.
Which they don't care about those people because they're gonna buy that shit anyway. I mean, they know that now. They're like, well, you can put out a console with no games and you all will go buy it.
Yeah.
So that's what you all done.
I won't take that back about saying that Phil Spencer is pretty much Green Moses. Whatever he say, they all get behind it.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's just it's a lot of the stuff is they're bringing it on now. What I've been told is, well, hey, look, you don't have to respond to it, and that they're right. They're absolutely right. You don't have to respond to it. So, but if they're not going to police themselves, then somebody's going to say something to them. It's just human nature. Somebody's going to say, yeah, we talked about it too long. Like I said, it's got a headset on. It's got on tight, skinny jeans, and it's probably soaking wet.
And then YJ Tunas said Xbox butt plugs.
Yeah, that was one stop for gamers used to say that shit.
Hey, do One Stop still be going online or what? You used to be making videos? One Stop, he still make videos or what?
He'll stream once in a while, or if he out, taking a walk or something like that, he might stream and talk about some shit while he taking a walk or while he's sitting up at 3 a.m, but he ain't putting that shit out like he used to.
Yeah, he did a podcast the other day. He sent an invite to me, but I was at work. So I'm like, I'm always missing Big Dread's thing because he's the reason why I'm on YouTube. I mean, when I saw him and Fatal and I think it was Robin Gaming, it was like 5 or 6 of them called themselves the Dream Team, and they had a real good Sunday podcast. They were like the big Sunday podcast before Weapon Wheel and all that stuff. And they think their podcast went from like 3 to 5, and it was a good podcast. So yeah, it was a great time. So yeah, just have to wait and see. But yeah, he's got that other channel, that conspiracy channel, and that apparently is doing really well for him. So good for him.
Well, let's do our outros. Let me make this video because video get me pissed off, and now I'm gonna have to make a video smacking on Xbox.
All right,
nigga.
And I'm ready
about
to
doll fingers. Nigga.
So
dog fingers. Nigga, I'm gonna call him. Nah.
Who want to go first?
It's up to y'all. Whoever you want. All right, well, it's King Thrash Gaming. You know what I'm saying? Once again, you know what I'm saying? Welcome to the Black Man Podcast. And we all nah. But you know what I'm saying? We over here just chilling, you know what I'm saying? Just got off work. I still got my after work voice on, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to go up in here, take a shower and shit, drink something, you know what I'm saying? Some Gatorade or something. Wait for my girl to come ruin my life. Probably put a video out before that, but it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Happy to be here, you know, chilling with the homies and shit like I normally do and talk gaming like we do, you know what I'm saying? We doing what we do. How we do's it. You know what I'm saying? So holla at your boy, my nigga, King Thrash Gaming, nigga.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You up, Craig?
What's up, Craig Harris, the Messiah of Xbox, and just winding down the evening. This good conversation here, and I appreciate the link, Lincoln, and so yeah, just keep it going, and let's get this man to 5. Is it 500 you're trying to get to?
I'm doing a giveaway at 300, but
300. Yeah, so
I'll do something big if I hit 500. I'll do something extra big.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll get him 300, and yeah, just tell everybody, share this video, and appreciate everybody coming by. You know.
Yep. And closing, I just want to say, you know, this is your boy Lincoln Clay, and thanks for checking out the stream. And as I always say, for those who come in and catch the replay of this, make sure you lock the door behind you on the way out. And I definitely want to thank King Thrash and Craig Harris for coming on. And y'all know how I am. I always got the open door policy. If I'm not doing the Lincoln show, if y'all see me on, I'm always going to extend the invitation to y'all. Because if y'all had not come in here, I probably would have had this wrapped up in about an hour. But y'all came in, kept the conversation going, and then I definitely appreciate it. So to the
Barbie, you enough free smoke.
Oh yeah, you know. Before we go, ACO7 was the first one that I heard say that. That's why I was always saying the smoke.
The smoke. Yeah, my nigga recently put out a video not too long ago too. That's my nigga right there. I gotta holler at that nigga, see how he doing.
Yeah, no doubt. When he get back in motion and you know whatever, I'm gonna reach out to him and ask him to come on the show. So with that being said,
good bet.
With that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. What's tomorrow? Thursday. I don't have anything planned. I'm trying to work on the next guest for the Lincoln show. So as soon as I get a confirmation for somebody, you'll hear it from me. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. For my guest, King Thrash and Craig Harris. We out of here. Y'all have a good night.
All right.
Alrighty.